Welcome back. In this section we're going to jump straight into creating our first virtual machine in Azure. I'm assuming you already have access to the Azure portal or you're comfortable signing up for it on your own. This course is designed for learners who already have some basic familiarity with cloud platforms, so I'll focus on the parts that really matter, the parts about getting Selenium Grid up and running efficiently. You'll also need to create an Azure subscription. So on the home page, let's start by searching for virtual machines. Okay, it comes up as my top option. Now we will choose create, and again we'll choose virtual machine. Now I have a subscription that I set up earlier and I use it for my demos. I call it PAYG, so I'm going to leave the subscription with the default PAYG there. Now, resource group. Let's create a new one so that we can store all of your resources in one place. This makes it easier to delete them all when you are finished with a tutorial or a POC. You can call it anything. I will call it something that is easy to remember, which is Grid Tutorial. Now let's look at the instance. First of all, let's give the virtual machine a name that clearly describes what it will do. So I will use Selenium Grid Hub VM. This makes it very, very easy to identify if you have a very large set of resources. We'll leave the region at US West, US 2. Availability options, as this is a simple POC, we're going to choose no infrastructure redundancy required. And for security type, we'll keep it very simple. We'll keep it with standard. Now I'm happy with that image there, the Ubuntu server 24.04. We'll leave that there. We'll also leave the VM architecture set at x64. Now my size here is pre-populated. If yours isn't, have a look for this one, the standard D2 ALDS. It's got 2 virtual CPUs and 4 GB of memory. Now it's $69.50 a month. So that's charged hourly, and the hourly rate is around 10 to 11 cents US dollars. So the idea is to do this tutorial in 2 hours or under, thereby incurring a cost of about 20 US cents for this particular option. And remember, there's also a charge for Bastion, which we will be using later. Bastion has a charge of 19 cents per hour, so it's important to turn both these things off if you're not using them. We won't enable hibernation, and we want to use the password option. We're using the password option as it's much easier to navigate through the Bastion process using this. So I'll use a username that describes what we're doing. We're doing a Selenium Grid, and I now will choose the password. Okay, I just need to fix these that don't match. Okay, and we'll leave the select inbound ports as it is at SSH22. Now click on review and create. We need the create button to light up again for us. Actually, there's a change I need to make. Apologies here, I won't create it yet. We'll go to networking. So for networking, look here under virtual network, you can see it's already pre-populated with the name we already selected and added VNet to the end. This is very important for us to use a virtual net. When we use the virtual net, it will group our hub and our nodes on the same virtual network, and this enables secure communication over private IPs. There's lower latency with it, and you can manage the whole grid with consistent policies. Now it's clearly labeled, so we don't need to do anything with the name, but now we can go back to review and create. Alright, so there's the cost there, 0.0952 US dollars per hour. We'll click on create. I'll pause the video as this takes a few minutes and return to you in a second. Okay, so the resource has been created. Let's go to the resource. Excellent. There it is, the standard size that we selected, West US 2, Linux Ubuntu 24.04. Great. It's all been set up. I'll see you in the next video.